All right. Good evening. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com and the Women Report. It is time now for Deep Dish Football Game of the Week, Week 9, 2018 season. Rochester versus Glenwood Chatham. I'm going to put it just into one huge bubble for Rochester and Glenwood season so far and roster. Please follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal link. I'll put it on the bottom. Deep Dish Football Live Wednesday, Thursday at 8 p.m. Breakfast with Coach Pete 9 a.m. on Saturday, and at 10 p.m. this Saturday, Deep Dish Football Playoff Pairing Show begins at 10 p.m. on Saturday night. Be sure you check it out on Facebook Live on Deep Dish Football, the Facebook page. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them at Coach Big Pete FP at gmail.com. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go with Glenwood first. Then I'm going to go Rochester second because I did Rochester first. I think it was late yesterday. So I'm going to go with Glenwood. So let's get started with Glenwood. First, we do the season first. The first game was Lampere. That was an easy win. Second game, and this was a big win for Glenwood. This was a huge win, a sort of historic win because they haven't beaten in a long time. Sacred Heart Griffin. They beat Sacred Heart Griffin, and after that, just clean sliding through Jacksonville, Eisenhower, Springfield High School. Springfield High School, sort of one of their tougher teams in the Central State 8, but everything was looking good. Let's see. Last week they beat Springfield Southeast University, MacArthur, another tough team. But again, they did it very handily. I think the tough game, I think the big hump was them being Sacred Heart Griffin. I think that helped them a lot. I think it meant more to the team, and it gave extra motivation to that team. Now, when we look towards it, they're going into 6A, Glenwood Chatham. They don't want to see Sacred Heart Griffin again. No team wants to see a team that they beat again. That no one ever wants to see that because that's usually bad news for the team that won because they'll usually lose the game. It's just something in the air with that. Where they're seated right. They're looking at I think it's like they're a third seed if I'm not mistaken. How do I say this? If they could probably pull off 2 wins first. Secondly, I see them beating a lot of more talented teams too, like Glenwood Chatham. And in 6A, I'm going to have Glenwood Chatham as my dark horse team because I really think this team can go very far into the playoffs. When you have a disciplined team like that plays disciplined football, and especially with the pistol in cold weather, it looks great for Glenwood Chatham this season. Not going to jinx them, not going to do all that, but Glenwood Chatham is the real deal in 6A. No doubt about it. All right. So let's get to the team. As always, a lot of good players. First, Luke Lehan, quarterback, junior, like I said, one of the best quarterbacks I consider in the state of Illinois. Matured great from last year. Last year I saw his him and it was Lampere game. And just impressed overall with his progressions. A very impressive quarterback. When you have a kid that's patient with the football, especially at the quarterback spot, and you got a solid high school football team, you can go pretty far with that. And he's good. He is cool under pressure. Mitch Hushmaker, another tight end / wide receiver player to look out for. I don't talk about injuries. Just a little. I don't want to get everyone hassled, but I do not talk about injuries. This is high school football. This is not the NFL. This is not college football. This is high school football. Jason Hansborough, who I personally like, hell of a player and a great high character kid as well. Another kid to look out for. Jake Woodridge is possibly, I feel, one of the more important players on that defense, especially when you have a box safety with that type of caliber of ability to read offenses. He is one of those special players. He is a key for that Glenwood defense. So another kid to look out for as well. We got a good group of running backs. Austin Schiff, one of them. Andre Cunningham, a good group of athletes. I'm trying to think. They had one offensive lineman who got away from them. He transferred to Florida, and he is one of the nationally ranked offensive linemen. But just imagine him back with Glenwood. That'd be a sweet treat. But again, coulda, woulda, shoulda, everything else. Dreams go all out. But this is a good, solid team. This is, again, like I say, disciplined teams do great in the playoffs. Undisciplined teams, and everyone's shocked that, oh, they were so talented. They have so many D1 cop players. They look great for all those D1 players. They're going to go far in the playoffs. When they go against a disciplined team, a team that's got mental toughness, a team basically that has the ability to run and pass the ball and execute plays and not blame anyone else but themselves if there was a bad play on their part, those are the teams that go far in the playoffs. And Glenwood Chatham is one of those teams. Just saying. So let's get started. Let's go to the Rochester Rockets. I don't think there's that much of a big surprise with the schedule. I think the only thing that was a surprise so far in the schedule was the loss to Sacred Heart Griffin and the amount that they lost to it. It was a pretty bad loss to Sacred Heart Griffin. I think that was the only key loss. I see their big win was against McCarthy, but also Springfield High School is also another big win for Derek Leonard and those Rochester Rockets. Again, looking after the playoffs, they're going into 4A. The big dog team that everyone's going to be talking about is IC. And I want people to understand this right now. The main worry is not IC. Everyone's talking too much about IC. I'm sorry, but people are just talking too much about IC. There's a bunch of teams in the 4A spot right now that are, you could say, at a scarier level than just IC. And I know people will get all offensive about it and say, well, that's not true about IC, but let me just go through this. IC's good, no doubt about it. I'm not going to doubt that. Taylorville is scary. A lot of people are not paying attention to Taylorville. That's another good 4A team to look out at. There was another one. Coal City, Interstate 8. Keep an eye out for Coal City. I keep telling that to people. Coal City is a good team. Effingham's a good team, solid quarterback. Who else? I'm looking for another team that I'm trying to find. Where's the other team? Can't find it. Oh, well. But Marengo. There's a lot of good 4A teams that a lot of people are not understanding, that don't understand. They're just saying, oh, it's going to be IC in Rochester. And I love Rochester football. No doubt about it. Derek Leonard. Would I be surprised if Rochester gets in the state title? No. I won't be surprised. Because that's what he does. That's that type of team. That's what he has built that dynasty up to. But do not overlook, I'll get Bishop Max in the 4A. I thought they were in 3. Bishop Mac, Taylorville. Those are two tough teams. And a lot of people are just like shooing them away and saying, oh, it's going to be IC in Rochester. That's all really one cares about, IC in Rochester. Slow down. Just slow down, because there's a lot of tough teams. And I'm seeing, and like I said, Taylorville, Brandon Odom, and all them. But this is not about Taylorville. This is about Rochester. But I'm just saying, slow down. So automatically they're going to be in the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. Rochester's got a chance to run it all the way to Champaign. No doubt about it. I see their biggest roadblock is probably going to be IC. No doubt about it. If they play Taylorville, that's going to be a great game. But we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping Rochester. I am just hoping Rochester plays IC. I want to see it so bad. I think it's going to be a good game. So let's get with the team. Let's talk about the team. All right. Cade Eddington, he is one of the best wide receivers in the state of Illinois. Um, just got a PWO offer from Miami. He does it all. The kid does it all. Athletic, lengthy, ability to take direction, especially with that offense that that Derek Leonard does. It requires wide receivers to be more mindful of where the defender's at, and it requires a wide receiver they have to listen, and they have to be smart on the field. And Cade Eddington is one of those. And if whoever gets Cade Eddington is getting a hell of a player. All right, Connor Butler, great kid. I coached him at the Lemming Prep Insider Showcase. Very talented kid. Another kid that a lot of people should be paying attention to. Good offensive lineman. He's going to be something next year. More talked about as well. David Allen, Brock Mackney is another quarterback, another quarterback of great guidance under Derek Leonard, who is putting up good numbers. Is the offense a little bit young this year? Yeah, the offense is a little bit young, but what Derek Leonard does with those kids, he has those kids ready. So if one kid drops or is injured or is gone, a kid can be put onto that field, and that kid knows the plays and knows what to do. And I say right now that Derek Leonard, that coaching staff, Coach Nelly on offensive line, Coach Bucher, defensive coordinator, there are no better group of coaches that get their kids ready for a game than those group of coaches. And that Rochester coaching staff is one of the best coaching staffs in the state of Illinois. And of course, Derek Leonard is the best coach in the state of Illinois, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I've seen it firsthand. He's the best coach. So that's all I'm going to say. Let's go down. There's another guy I'm looking for. I can't find him. Ramsey, that's another offensive lineman too. They got another offensive lineman I just interviewed yesterday. He looks good, 6'4". He's going to be something to look out for next season. I mean, they got a good group of players. Very impressed with their players for this season. They graduated a lot of talent last year. I'm trying to find this guy's name. I can't find him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see Rochester against Glenwood Chatham on Friday night. I'm definitely looking and just talking about both teams. Glenwood Chatham, I'm taking a look at the running backs. And for Rochester, I am taking a very good look at the quarterback and see what he does. I think that's going to be a big teller for what is going to come up into the playoffs for Rochester. I'm not going to give a prediction to the game. I think it's going to be a great game. But that is it for rosters and schedule season so far for Rochester and Glenwood. Please follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and have a lovely, lovely night.